morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining our open morning. Appreciate it. It's early on a Monday morning, so the time that you've taken to join us today is great. I'll be presenting throughout the morning. Sorry, my name is Lauren and I'm from Lane End Group. And we are currently building on behalf of Sanctuary Homes in Ellesmere Port on Stanney Lane. So the aim of today's meeting really is just to kind of go through what we are building in the area, what that means in terms of construction, and also what that means in terms of benefiting for the community, which Georgia from Sanctuary will be able to tell you about shortly, and myself. So I'll just go through a little bit about where the development is. So it is Stanney Lane, and we'll be building a mixture of apartments and homes on there on behalf of Sanctuary Homes. So Lane End Group predominantly build on behalf of registered providers to ensure that we are building affordable homes in areas that need it the most, and we work with people such as Sanctuary to be able to do that. So we work in partnership with the registered providers across the northwest to be able to meet that criteria for affordable homes at the moment. So as you can see, there's a little bit of a CGI there as well on the screen, so that kind of shows you what the development will look like once it's completed. This is where the site is, where that red marker is there. So it's just on Stanney Lane. We bought the land and then we are building it now on behalf of Sanctuary. So it just gives you a little bit of an idea of where it is. Maybe some of you live right by it or across from it. You all should have received a letter from us just to say that we've started to work, and also a postcard with a QR code on there. That will take you to our website so that you can see live updates of the site. So you just need to scan that with a phone, a tablet, and it'll take you straight through to our website, and it'll have quarterly news updates on there about what we're building on site. There'll also be updates on there if there's any urgent works that are maybe going to cause disruption. So we get that fed through from our site team. We'll put that on our website and also post that through your doors as well if it's something like roadworks. So I'll just do a few introductions then. So now you've got a little bit of an idea of what's going on site. So we do have Derek Anderson, who is our construction manager. He's unable to join us this morning, but Derek heads up the site on Stanney Lane, and he is part of the head office team here at Lane End Group, and he's supported by our wonderful senior site manager, Stuart Battersby. If you'd like to give us a wave, Stuart. There he is. And Stuart has just recently taken over operations, working with directly on site. So if you ever need Stuart, he's always on site in the cabins, probably working late, knowing Stuart. So if you ever need him, you can just knock on our cabin door. I'll be there to answer any questions that you've got. We've also got myself, so I am from Lane End Group, and I am social value manager. So I'll be working within the community with Sanctuary to make sure that we are giving a really positive impact in the area whilst we're building. So that'll be doing things like supporting schools and charitable organisations, which I'll go a little bit into in a minute. We have also on the team Danielle Wrigley, development manager at Sanctuary Homes, and then Georgia Statham as well, who is our assistant project manager. If you'd like to give us a wave, Georgia. Georgia's on the call today. So Georgia will be telling you a little bit about Sanctuary shortly. So we've got a bit of an update now from the site team. So Stuart very kindly sent over some bullet points about what was going on site and where we were up to. The bullet points are on the screen there, but Stuart, would you mind just running through those quickly about what's going on site at the moment?
Yeah, no problem, Lauren. Yeah. So we've established the site now. We've got temporary cabins, which are the dark green ones. You probably see peeping above the hoardings. The main site gate, we've got one main site gate on at the minute, which is for the deliveries. We've also got a pedestrian gate as well, which gets you safely into the compound area. So the main foundation works mainly laid to the houses. The apartment block, which is a long block running across the front, the two-storey apartment block. We're actually pouring the concrete for that this morning. It's nice and wet this morning, which is great, which gives us the mud issues and what to go from dust to mud. But that's going out at the minute. We're going to do that in 4 sections. Today being section 1, and hopefully we'll get that done within the next 2 weeks. So that'll be all the house apartment block foundations poured then. Also doing the drainage, some drainage at the back of site, which is the main drainage, which is the surface water, the rainwater pipes. We're starting to lay them as well at the back of site, and then ultimately working out towards a gate, which will be much later in the year, and move out to the road and into the gate and into the main entrance area. Also the plot drainage, which is all the toilets, the sinks, baths, etc. We're starting to position that now and place that. Starting at plot 1 and working our way around to the main apartment block, which goes right around to number 63. So that's our sequence of works on that. And then the next major operation on site will start doing the ground floors, which is the beam and block. The beam and block floors are due to start next week, between next Monday and next Friday. And that's kind of where we're up to at the minute. There's a bit of machinery on and off site. I've got a bigger machine coming today. So there'll be a bit of plant movement on and off site, but generally it'll just be deliveries in through the gate and out through the gate, obviously, onto Stanney Lane.
Brilliant. Thanks, Stuart. That was really detailed. Thank you for that.
No
like I said before, you can always speak to Stuart on site, and we do have a pedestrian entrance that is locked, but I think the site team either have a doorbell or a number or something like that on the front of site, but you can just ring and Stuart will come to the gate and either invite you up to the cabin or speak to you in a safe place. Obviously we can't invite people onto site, it's unsafe to do that, to invite members of the public on site, but if you have got a question, Stuart's number is on the front of site and you can just give him a call and he can either meet you on the cabin. So you are welcome to just knock on the door, on the gate whenever you need to, whenever you've got a question about any works going on site. And also on our website, on our latest newsletter that's just been released, it's got the contact details of Georgia and Danielle from Sanctuary. It's got their mobile numbers on there, so you can contact them if you've got any questions, and also Stuart, our site team. So there's a number of ways of getting in contact with us if you've got any questions.
Yeah, Laura, sorry, just to Lauren, okay. Sorry, just to we've got Reese on the gate, who is our gateman banksman as well. So is any they need to speak to me, if they just speak to Reese in the first instance, and he'll let them know that obviously we've got business at the gate. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. That is the process for that then. So you can just head to the gate. Our gateman Reese will be there. Just ask to speak to the site manager, or Reese should know the question as well. So yeah, we can deal with it from there. Thank you, Stuart. Yeah, no problem. So this is just a little bit of a community update. So social value and is kind of something that Lane End has done for years before it became sort of a buzzword, basically. It's at the heart of everything that we do, and that is making sure that we invest in within the communities that we work in. So I'll be working alongside Sanctuary, who also have the same ethos. They have their Sanctuary More programme, which Georgia will go into in a little bit shortly. And that really is to make sure that whilst we're building in the area, we are giving back to the people that need it the most within that area as well. So obviously this area is Ellesmere Port. So we're getting to work at the moment to make sure that we are creating local job opportunities on the site. Our gateman Reese isn't too far from the site, so he is already local to the site and we're working with us. We'll ensure that we are employing apprentices through our supply chain, providing work experience to local schools and colleges, really getting the most out of site whilst we're working on there. We'll be utilising the use of local supply chain, giving back to local businesses. We'll also be engaging with local schools and colleges to raise aspirations, to give careers advice on construction or general advice on getting people back into work. We've already worked with the Oaks Community Primary School and they were brilliant. Me and Georgia went there ourselves to announce an exciting street naming competition for their year 4 pupils. So they actually will be able to name one of the streets subject to council review. So we got invited there. We had a Jubilee picnic with them, which was lovely. And we got to speak to the students about what's going on in the development. And also getting them involved in history as well. So that's the sort of thing that we'll be looking at doing during the development, as well as investing in charities and organisations as well. So we do have application forms online for that if anybody is interested in seeking some support. So that's a little bit of an overview about what we're doing social value wise on the site and in the community. So now I'll just hand you over to Georgia to talk a little bit about Sanctuary, their More programme, and what Sanctuary are doing in the local area. Thanks, Georgia.
Thanks. Yeah, so I'm Georgia and I work here in the Northwest Development team for Sanctuary. So just a little bit about Sanctuary if you didn't know already. Sanctuary, one of the leading housing providers in the UK. We manage over 105,000 properties, as well as managing homes. We also have a student and care arm. So more locally here in Cheshire West and Chester, we manage just over 7,000 properties, with 78 of these being in Ellesmere Port. So the Northwest Development team, especially me and Danielle, we're looking to increase this number by building at least 250 affordable homes across the Northwest by 2026. This is as part of our Affordable Homes programme, and these will be utilised by funding by Homes England, but also Sanctuary's own resource. So as Lauren was saying about giving back to the community, we don't just, we go beyond simply building homes. We look to work with partners who can add value to our development programme by providing social, environmental and economic benefits. So the homes here at Stanney Lane are all for affordable rent, which you'll be able to apply for via West Cheshire Homes when the dwellings are complete. But yeah, that's a little bit about Sanctuary. I could be here for hours, but no.
No, yeah. That's great. Thanks, Georgia. And I think it's really important to note as well how you can get in touch with Sanctuary to discuss having one of the homes as well. So as Georgia mentioned, it's for affordable rent. And Georgia, you just pass me the details after this and I'll reiterate it.
Yeah, so as you can, obviously we've got hoarding up along the site that'll have a phone number on, but especially on Lane End's website, there is the contact details on there as to how you can apply. Like I said, they'll be free via West Cheshire Homes, but if you give Sanctuary a ring, our team will be able to help.
Brilliant, thank you. No, that's really useful. I know that was something that usually comes up when we speak to the community. So now we'll just go through the Q&A responses. So we did just have one question from a member of the public just about having this open morning virtually, and obviously understand that some people may not have the equipment to view this. To view this today, which is obviously unfortunate. The reason that we do it over Teams is partly for safety. As I mentioned before, it's unsafe to have members of public on site, and so many of them, the response to these open mornings, it could be quite a lot of people and we can't house that on site, and we need to make sure it's safe. Obviously we've got welfare areas and things like that. It's also just a little bit easier to facilitate. We've got teams that are all over the northwest, and also it just gives us the opportunity to be able to get the answers to your questions. The answers to the questions are submitted almost a week in advance when we start promoting the event. So that gives us time to be able to get the appropriate answers and detailed responses for you. There will be a recording of this that will be going onto our YouTube channel and shared with Sanctuary and on our website. So we will be sending that to the attendees. So people that have been unable to attend today can obviously re-watch this and see what we've talked about today. There'll also be always the opportunity to ask questions whenever. We are very transparent in our communications methods. You can email us, ring us or knock on the site gate whenever you need to with any questions that you've got or any concerns. We're all friendly faces, everybody's absolutely fine with answering those questions, and if we can't find the answer for you right there and then we will go off and look into it for you. So hopefully that's answered that question. I just wondered if anybody's got any other questions. You can type it in the chat function now, so I'll just give people a second to do that. So just any questions on anything that you've got concerns about, or anything to do with the community or the site works itself. I can't see that anybody's typing at the moment. So I'll just finish off, and if anything does pop up before we leave, then I'll come back to it. But like I said, if you've got any other questions after this meeting today, then please do email us, knock on the door, or ring us anytime. That's absolutely fine. We're always here to answer your questions. Thank you for the team that's joined us today, Stuart and Georgia. Really appreciate that.
No problem.
It's been a good meeting, and we'll be doing this again. I think it's every quarter, just to give people an update on what we're doing in the community and give people a chance to ask questions again. So hopefully that's answered everything that anybody needed to know this morning, and thank you so much for your time. I'll end the meeting now. As I said, it was being recorded. If anybody's got any issues with it being recorded, no names will be shown of any attendees or anything like that. but it will be going on our YouTube channel. But if anybody's got any questions about that, then please do contact me. Okay, thank you everybody. Thanks so much for your time. Speak to you all soon.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.